flash in the early season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome, everyone, to Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Indiana Hoosiers. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the 5th-ranked team in the land, the Indiana Hoosiers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Hoosiers will kick it away first. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season. Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
And the Sooners come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Man, this is a defense that prides themselves on stopping the run, and that is a huge statement on their opponent's opening drive of the game. 3rd and short, they don't just get a stop. They get a tackle for loss. That sends a very clear message that they're going to be the more physical side today.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Makes one man miss. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
He's going to take off. And he slides after picking up the first down, but there is a penalty flag. Let's see who it's against. Line getting set on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Mendoza. Fires to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Be interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
Great Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
The Hoosiers will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. That one will find its way out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. To the air on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
As a tight end, if you're going to be good in the passing game, you've got to be able to feel the windows when defenses play zone coverage. And he did a really good job of that right there. He didn't rush. He didn't hurry. He took his time, found the soft spot, and gave his quarterback an easy place to throw the football.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Tatum. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. Looking for space. It's Barnes. Running behind those pads. He gets a couple before he stopped at the 18.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Got it in the middle. It's Gibson. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. 1st and goal from the 9.
Well, they execute the in route. Now, how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
The Sooners will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. To the air, it's Mateer. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it, make sure you keep possession.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got some room to run. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business. And they were most fortunate to catch up to him there. He almost turned that into a pick six.
He already told me.
As soon as he had the ball, he just looked around.
He already told me.
A lot of open green, and he took off. Great job.
Hey, y'all could have did it. Like, it does not take effort to put hot dogs on a goddamn stove.
It's really tough on offenses when defenses know what you got to do. You got to pass the football. They're in man coverage. How about the receiver understanding where the first down is? He smells it. He goes and gets it.
Finds the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone. Make them execute and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Fights off the defender. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And defensively, you've got to know this guy, man. He's got some wheels to him. He'll get outside the pocket. You can't let him outside the cage. Those ends have to do a good job of keeping contained. When you lose it, this is what happens. He can get outside, can scramble, and can get first downs.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Scanning the field, it's Mendoza. Makes the grab. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield and created the negative play.
Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try.
Oh, boy. Gotta get in the end zone, fellas.
And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He only needs a sliver of daylight. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is a field-flipping machine. Take it on one end, return it to the other.
And now you get to celebrate. What a beautiful job. We always talk about defense. We always talk about offense. But, man, when your special teams come through for you and score, it is huge, and it provides such a boost for the crowd.
And the extra point makes it 7-3. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Big Ten action today. A couple of teams who have had this game circled on the calendar for some time. Oregon pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Ducks did. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams.
My bad, yo. I'm ready.
Seasons.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there.
Oh, boy.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Mendoza. There's the pressure. Makes the grab, it's Cooper. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And the Hoosiers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Looking for a gap. It's Black. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You just need more from your offensive line. Second and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up third down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Really nice resiliency by the running back. Sometimes you just got to be able to turn the page, right? You have a tackle for loss the previous play, they give it right back to you, and you make the defense pay. Good vision, good athleticism picking up that first. Why not give it to him again?
The Hoosiers will snap it on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Here's a heat. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. I got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
From the gun, the ground game. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Hoosiers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Looking for a man. It's Mendoza.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, you dirty bitch.
At the end of the period, Oklahoma has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. That 3rd down pass left a vapor trail, but it's incomplete.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Tries to get it on the ground. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The head coach told us he was going to be aggressive. He has a lot of confidence in his running game, and he showed it there on that 4th and 2.
And I like that mentality. That's the mentality I'm going to develop with my team. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go get things. Short yardage situations, we're going to practice them. We're going to be successful, but we're going to go for it.
Well, the play fake on the RPO bought the receiver some time to work himself open on the route. That was a man-to-man coverage on the defense. Nice job by the receiver putting his foot in the ground and separating.
He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good 2nd down situations.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to throw, it's Mendoza. Fires to the end zone. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Don't block for the
sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on 4th down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
Finds his man. It's Sategna. Brought down at the 26 after a 15-yard pickup. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5.
And after a successful run like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on 2nd, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on 3rd.
He's going to run it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Sooners come to the line in the hurry-up. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Got it in the middle. It's Sategna. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the 1st down? And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, that's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
He's open on the right. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Guys, Oklahoma's transition to the SEC in 2024 taught them a lesson that you might be able to get by at times without offensive consistency, but you won't thrive. So what kind of pressure, David, is the new guy under center under?
A lot of pressure, but obviously the experience, the transfer over. He was the top guy at that spot in the transfer portal. You bring in a new offensive coordinator, new weapons around him, so a revamped new Oklahoma offense. They're hoping they will match their defense, and those wins will go up and up and up.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking for a man. It's Mateer. And his throw is incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. Nestled just inside that right upright. Now up by 7 points here in the 2nd.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Rushes on him. Takes a hit as he fires. Soft spot in the middle. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. A nice 15-yard gain on that one.
The #1 goal as a defense is try to hit the QB as many times as possible. Try to rattle him. Try to get him flustered a little bit. Nice job getting there, getting the hit on him, but nice job of executing by the quarterback. Taking the hit,
Intercepted. Just even a Heisman Trophy
Oh my
contender
God,
getting
why is my
miscued.
whole line playing like dog
Sometimes
shit,
there are
bro?
careless interceptions and other times forced ones, and the defense forced that one.
They did. Nice job dialing up the pressure. Great job getting to the QB. So much athleticism on this defense. And moving forward, this offense is going to have...
Trying to take it back.
Yes, my old line is going to show up,
Defense
man.
and takes it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd.
Oh, boy.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18.
Can't do shit when the old line is showing up.
Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great. So I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Hoosiers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Got it, looking for a first. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. They get the conversion there. He used his size and nice moves to get past the chains.
And I like that. 3rd and short. Find the big fella, the soft hands, make a quick little move, make the completion, get the first down.
It's a bang-bang play, running a slant. The DB's draped all over the wide receiver. He's got to make a contested catch, but he shows really strong hands on that one.
And the Hoosiers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wants to throw again. Trying to get behind the defense. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. The Hoosiers will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Catches it at the 15. He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. A great Oklahoma running attack will bring a tear to the Boomer Sooner Nation eye, thinking of guys like Billy Sims.
And where it all started was always the ground game and the toughness, and you never question that. In Oklahoma, they got to get to that. They got to be that. They got to live that. If they really want to build on what they used to be and bring that tradition and build some of that tradition in the SEC.
And the Sooners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Dropping back, it's
fuck.
right down the middle. He's got an open man. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
Gonna run it. It's Tatum. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Pulls it in. It's Lewis. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple 1st downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
Handoff from the gun. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Sooners in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Trying play action. Quarterback moving. And he's on his way. He'll go
One body throw perfectly.
No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get
I
the
need
ball
this
back
thing
to
even
the offense
X-Catch.
before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the 1st half.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Back to throw, it's Mendoza. Makes the grab.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off to the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. He'll take that completion.
And the Hoosiers can really attack on this 2nd and short. On the ground, it's Hemby. The Hoosiers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to power their way ahead. And he needed 1 yard, and he didn't get it. The defense won the battle up front. And the Hoosiers send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin them deep. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their 1st of the half. The Hoosiers line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. The give from the gun. He breaks the tackle. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Sooners will kick it off to start the 2nd half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They come into this 3rd quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speaking. Very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
Looking to throw, it's Mendoza. And that's incomplete. A defender.
Bro, how many fucking drops are we going to have?
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously,
like,
trailing,
holy
we're in the
shit.
second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial
elite
up a
wide
better
receiver
play.
just dropping the ball. Just fucking.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Caught, close to the marker, it's Cooper. Open space at the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it. But when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
He'll do it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And the extra point pulls them closer. It's 24-10. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Tatum. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. Their lead down to 2 touchdowns as they go back to work on this drive.
Oh, he dropped the ball.
Forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
So now it's second and long. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back.
You'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Sooners are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Back to pass, it's Mateer. Fires to the middle. With the catch, it's Lewis. Coming through with that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Trying to make magic with his feet. He goes out of bounds right at midfield.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football.
Oh, he's got some space. Good solid pickup there. Now
Oh,
they can start to
man.
smell
This
it
shit
with
is
a
so
first down
fucking
at the
hilarious.
31.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The Sooners are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Barnes. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Power football with the run. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27. The Sooners want to move quickly. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Finds his man. It's Tatum. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Powers through the defender.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. To the air. It's Mateer. Pocket breaking down. And he'll just get rid of that one.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Looking to throw for it. Hit as he throws.
Oh, I thought they actually let this nigga catch it, bro. I was finna lose it, dog. I thought they let this nigga catch that shit, bro.
You really want to stretch the defense sideline to sideline and use your speed and take advantage of the grass when you see it. They try to take a little bit of a shot down the field unsuccessfully. Nice job by this defense.
On 4th down, looking to pass. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks.
I just don't understand.
So close to that end zone, he can almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On 4th down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver or tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
Can't get mad at it.
And the Sooners trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Quarterback on the keeper. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
And he puts through the extra point. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Out of the gun, the running back has it.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here.
He's taking the shot. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
And that's a big shot, that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a flow.
Back to pass, it's Mendoza. Punts it out of the air. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
I love the decision by the quarterback. He found the open man, just don't love the throw. Got to be a little bit more accurate, make it easier on your target.
They just keep firing. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hemby. They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a third down and 3.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. And the Hoosiers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you can tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for him.
They'll run play action. Finds his tight end. Works his way out to the 36-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they cell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And, man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to throw, it's Mateer. Oh, they're after him. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. On target to the left. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the yard, and I'm going to try to win me a big trophy at the end of the year.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
From the gun, give on the inside. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one that they're going to kick themselves over for. And here's the third interception of the night. Taking it the other way. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. And he's out of bounds at the 2. Almost a pick six, but they're set up on the doorstep.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Charges ahead. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2. They've moved him forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown Sooners. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number 1 beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that reign is coming to an end. Finds his big tight end. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
The Hoosiers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw. It's Mendoza. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number 1 for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again. He's been sacked several times. Like, this offensive line's got to do a better job.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
And that's kind of what we've seen from this offense all game long, man. It's been hard. It's been a struggle, and receiver and quarterback just not on the same page. Somebody out wide needs to step up, needs to make some plays for their QB because they're in a huge hole, and they need some explosive passing plays.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs.
Well, that play never had a chance. On fourth down, they're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. Quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on fourth.
Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. They have it once again in spectacular field position, cashed in the last time and even better this time around. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the fourth quarter.
They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11.
22 water.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Running behind those pads, he gets a couple before he stopped at the 18.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To give to the tailback. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on 3rd down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on 3rd.
The Sooners trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal.
Base 27, jump.
They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. A very productive play on 1st down has now set us up with this 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And with that touchdown, man, you're getting excited.